Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Crypto Coin Mindset. If all goes well, Joe will be joining shortly. He's having some camera issues. He just messaged me, so he's trying to reboot his computer right now. So you can see his lovely face as he's going over the Bitcoin charts. And I'm hoping a little bit of the ISO coins as well today. We got a bunch of stuff to go over. We're going to take a look at Coinbase latest partnership. We're going to look at the fear and greed, obviously. We're going to look at the debt and a few other things happening here in the crypto market. I'm going to give a quick shout out to everybody who's coming on in here while we're waiting for Joe, and appreciate again everybody being here. Thank you for the Piper Academy jumping on into this stream. Appreciate all of you. Dylan in the house. Dylan, always here, man, always here. Alexandra G, Mod Queen Extraordinaire, appreciate you being here. Mod, if you're a channel member, Mod Queen emojis in the chat, please. Jesse, there he is again. Uncle Jesse emojis in the chat. Appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that. All right, so you know what? I guess I can start without Joe, and we'll just kind of climb on over to that when Joe gets here. God willing, he'll be able to fix those camera issues, man. Every time I feel bad because every time he comes and joins me, man, his computer just doesn't like StreamYard. I use StreamYard to do these live streams, and it just does not like it. All Set is in the house. Appreciate you being here, All Set. Damn. Yeah, appreciate it. Guys, I smash up that like. You know the drill. Share it out. Appreciate everything and everyone. All right. We're going to go and like I said, start with without Joe here at this point. And we're going to make this thing happen. All right. I'm going to start out with this, which is Coinbase partnership. Now, you probably already heard about this. It's been kicking around for a few days, but I like the idea of having the ability to earn a little BTC for, spending money like easily with your credit card. I use the Gemini credit card and I love it. Been using it for years now and earned a lot of BTC rewards during that time. Oh, I hear Joe. I hear Joe. There he is. There he is. Oh, man. Welcome, man. I'm glad you were able to make it. Those camera issues, man. Phew.
I'm telling you.
It's StreamYard. I was just telling everybody, every time you come here, I feel bad because you always got to like reboot that damn computer because just like,
and it just started having too, like a few months ago. I mean, everything was fine, and then all of a sudden it's like, holy smokes, what's going on?
Well, I did start without you only because I didn't want to leave. We had the Piper Academy come on over here and raid us, so I wanted to make sure that we were on top of things and kicking things off here for everybody that was coming on in. Let's see, we got a couple. Oh, A West just jumped on in. Appreciate you being here, A West. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so Joe, I was bringing this up, a partnership between Coinbase and American Express to have a Bitcoin rewards credit card for them. And this is something that I've used. I was just explaining that I use the Gemini credit card for this same thing, and I've had it for years and earn between 1% and 3%, depending on what you buy it, obviously. And it's great. I've earned so much in the way of rewards. So this kind of thing, to me, you're going to be using your credit card anyway. You're going to be using it online, wherever. Why not get Bitcoin back for it and then stack the sats that way? Do you do anything like that with a credit card? Do you have any that do the rewards, or do you just have like the normal reward cards?
No, I don't have any. I should, because again, you're using it already, and
right.
And because I know there's a lot of other credit cards that kind of do the same thing. They reward you, but it doesn't even make sense, because especially if you're not financially able or stable, that even though you're getting 1% back, like, you can't pay for the stuff that you're buying anyway. But if it's money that's already yours, which would be your crypto, then I mean, to me, it just kind of makes sense. But I haven't even done any of that stuff.
Well, I mean, a lot of these cards do points, right? And I guess that's great. My daughter has a couple. She loves her points because she uses it for travel. She uses it for her cruises or whatever, all this stuff. But like, I don't know. I wanted the Bitcoin one, and that I use that almost exclusively because I'd rather stack the sats. The points,
Right.
I'll never use them. That's just the way it is. And Mike Volma in the house. Appreciate you being here, sir. All right. We'll give this a quick watch because I think it's worth watching because it's, the latest from Coinbase. So we'll give it a quick watch, about 30 seconds. Kind of like the design, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
There you go. $10 make Bitcoin, and it's now it's saying 4%. I'm gonna just did I stop that? Okay, it's saying 4%, and I don't know if that's like an introductory thing or if that's going to be a consistent thing where 4% on all your purchases. I know, like with the Gemini one that I use, it's between 1% and 3%, and it varies on depending on what you're utilizing for those purchases. Like if you're going to a restaurant versus going grocery shopping. And Jesse is saying he's got his Coinbase card. Well, there you go, man. There you go. Stack those sats, baby.
I think I have a Coinbase card. I think I do.
Well, I think they have a debit card.
Yeah, I think I've had one for like a few years, but I've never used it, so I just have it in one of my drawers.
Yeah, well, this one's different. This is a regular credit card that you earn the Bitcoin like on their end. They put it into your account on the back end, kind of like Gemini does. So this is slightly different. This isn't a debit. This is a credit. So,
so it's a credit card. I thought it was a debit card.
No,
I know you were saying credit card, but I thought it was like a debit card. Okay, so in that case, I wouldn't do it. For me, I wouldn't do it.
Okay, hey man, I get it.
I only want to spend my $14 that I have. I don't want to borrow $14. So,
well, I mean, if you're paying it off pretty much, but I mean, I get it. Everybody's, and yes, and okay, yeah, different than the other card, the original one. Yes, it is a credit card. Again, I utilize the one for Gemini, but yes, the debit card is a different dealio there. So. All right, so let's start moving things over so Joe can take a look at those Bitcoin charts. But I guess before we do that, let's take a quick look at the Fear and Greed Index. Again, this is going to be resetting here in about 8 hours, this particular one I use. But it's pretty solid there in the greed category at 61 and has been, ironically, as you can see here from these other numbers, pretty consistently. I mean, the markets have been kind of fluctuating a little bit, haven't they, Joe? I mean, I'm kind of surprised that this seems so solid. I don't know.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have expected it.
I would have thought it would have been less, but last night the market started moving, and that's one of the reasons I was up pretty much all night, just updating the charts, updating the group, and right now they're moving too. So I'm actually surprised it's not higher. I would think that it'd be maybe like 68. So
okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know. We'll see. I am very cautiously optimistic with regard to the markets. And Joe is right, man. I'll tell you what. This guy, he's good about it. He sends me a message. I'm sleeping, so I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, okay, I just finished. I'm going to go. I set my alarm. I'm going to go try and rest. You know what I mean? I feel bad because then I got this poor guy up over here coming to join me on a Monday morning. But I appreciate it.
I love it, though. I look forward to it.
And BC is in the house. BC emojis in the chat, please. All right, Joe, you ready? Are you about ready with your chart? And we'll bring your Bitcoin chart up and we'll let you talk about Bitcoin. And then a little later on, We're going to talk some ISO 20022 coins. Joe, we probably won't go through all of them. But
I'll go
Joe,
through them really fast.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Look at Joe, man. He is on fire. And then after that, don't forget, from here, we're going to Joe's stream at noon. So we're going to keep chugging along. All right. I see your chart back there. All right. Here we go, guys. Joe, the show is yours.
Awesome. So I'm going to go over something personal, and then we're going to go over Bitcoin. So something personal. Of course, I'm trading Bitcoin up and down. Try to short it here, and then I got stopped out. And once you can understand the levels, I shorted here, and then I got stopped out. And then it came down, and I shorted here. Well, actually a little bit above it. And then took this, which is great. And then I'm going to try to long it. And as it's breaking my level, and again, this is what I teach level by level. As soon as it's breaking the level, I entered my trade, or I put a limit order, and it started moving. I said, oh, it's okay. It'll come down. And I started going and said, it's okay. It'll come down. I was like, oh man, it went up here, but it's okay. It'll hopefully get rejected here, come down. Then I might trade it when it does the decision point, and then it just took off. I was like, no. But what's very important, do not chase. However,
Yes.
I wish I would have broken my rule, and I wish I would have chased it because, well, look at that, man. And 75x leverage, ooh, doggy.
Wow.
So, yeah, so on leverage, I use high leverage for Bitcoin, but very little money, very little money. So if I lose, I lose. It's all right. But the point of this is do not chase. And, sometimes you're going to miss trades, and you have to be okay with it. But, yeah, my entry was right here, and it was just like maybe like $100 up, and then it took off. Anyway, all right, so I just want to show that. And, of course, I'll be showing more of that on my show. I'll be talking more about levels on my show in reference to Bitcoin and what's going on right now. One thing that we want to do is and of course, none of this is financial advice. What we want to do is we want to see where Bitcoin has been, but focus on where Bitcoin might go. There's a lot of people out here that spend 15, 20 minutes on where it's been. And then when it comes to where it's at, they'll say, okay, watch for this level, or money flows coming in. And then that's it. What I do is I show you what I think might happen in the moment versus, all these other people that they kind of leave you hanging high and dry, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and do this. So right now we're looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin did come up beautiful. It's kind of scary though, as far as the fib retracement goes. Came in here. This is the level we need to break. And this is why I teach level by level, because there is no way we can go to another all-time high without breaking this level. There is no way that we can go to 90 or 80 or 70 without breaking this level. That needs to break this level, and so on and so forth. And that's why it's super important, level by level. I show you all this on my channel. But one thing that I would look at, so we want to kind of zoom out. So we're on the 4-minute time or 4-hour time frame from the high to the low. I was thinking that potentially we would come up here to the 0.5 if we're going to be bearish, and then start rolling over. If not, the golden pocket is fine as well. I would think that we would start retracing. We're going to zoom in just a little bit more. I do think that we're going to start retracing. Rather, I would like to see it start retracing so that it can build strength for it either going up or possibly continue to come down and take this and take this. Funny thing about liquidity traders is if the price goes up, well, then price is coming for this liquidity. If price goes down, well, then price is coming for this liquidity. Just to let you know, guys, there is liquidity being built above and below. So regardless of which way it goes, your liquidity traders will always say, oh, well, it's going for liquidity, level by level. So right now the price is coming up. We're trying to cross the 618 on this fib level. Do I think it'll do it? Let me zoom in on the 5-minute. So here, and this is what adds to the complexity of trading. Right now, another variable has come in. We are very close to the all-time highs once again. So could we retrace? If we weren't next to the all-time high, I would say yes. I would say that we are going to possibly do something like this, come down, and then possibly break this, and then go after this, and maybe do some, maybe bounce here. This would be a nice bounce. But this is what I'm thinking might happen. However, since we're really close to the all-time high, the FOMO might start setting in, and we may continue going up just a little bit more, retracing about, let's just say here, keep it simple, and then continue up. Now, here's where my strategy comes in. When it does start coming up, it's fine that it makes a lower high. Everybody freaks out about that. Oh, it made a lower high. It's not going to make a higher high. It's almost impossible for the next high to be higher. It's almost impossible, because that means that it would have had to move a lot. But when it does move a lot, what happens? It retraces a lot, more than likely. So creating a lower high is fine. Wait for it to retrace about 38-50% of this current leg. Once it starts doing that, the objective for this new leg is to break this level. That's the objective. If it doesn't and it starts rolling over, there's a very strong chance we're going to break this level, to attack this level, to attack this level. But again, this is why we do level by level. But if I had to pick, let me go to a 1 hour time frame, just see if I can see more. Man. So let me do another fib retracement, and then we're gonna finish this already, but I just want to show what I think might happen. And just having the all-time high, yeah. So this, oh no, wait, this right here. So this right here, this movement, it pulled back to the 236. So from this movement, this leg right here, it pulled back to 236, and sometimes this happens. I would prefer minimum 38%. I would love 50%, but here it barely pulled back. And Bitcoin does this sometimes, pretty frequently, sometimes. But it pulled back here. So if I had to guess, and that's all this is really, is guessing probabilities. But if I had to guess, I would think that we would still come up just because it's so bullish. And right now the market's moving, so it's enticing the traders. So I do think that we're going to come up, and we can see it right here. Why not? 108.9 before potentially coming down. And then when it comes down, based off of this would be my first area to watch, roughly around, say this, 108.2. As it's retracing, is it going to continue to come down and then do a pivot here, or continue lower? So in my opinion, I think we're going to go up for maybe a few hours, not straight up, down, but higher highs, higher lows. And for me, the most interesting part is not so much it moving either up or down, but what it does after it moves up or down. When it retraces, when it pulls back, does it, gain strength and continue to break this level, or does it come down? So right now I'm going to say we go up. That's my thought process.
Go. Excellent. Well, thank you. And guys, again, you can get more of this. If you're on YouTube, you're going to get directed straight over to Joe's live stream in about, 45 minutes or so, 40 minutes. And if you are on X, and there's a lot of people chiming in today on X, appreciate you being here, by the way. I love all the support on X. X has been like blowing up. And I don't think just for me, because even yesterday, when I was watching Billy Goat Tales, they were talking about how many people and all the support they've been getting on X, and that's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that. And they were talking about they are this close to getting those 3,000 watch hours. So help them out if you just kind of put them on in the background, let them go, and help them out with that. Help them out with that. Givers gain, baby. # givers gain. A couple of things I just want to just pull through right here. Oh, wait, Alexander. You're heading off to go and mine that fiat. I understand. Appreciate you being here, Alexander G. My Queen emojis in the chat. I hope you have a good day at that mining fiat job. But yeah, BC saying, yeah, don't chase anything except the promotion in the job. There you go. Exactly. There it is. Right there. There it is. And what Uncle Jesse just said right here. Smash up that like button. Appreciate that very, very much. And of course, Tech Man is in the house. Appreciate Tech Man being here. Thank you guys for all the support. All right, Joe, time to go and check out the debt and the Doge. Now, I was worried last Monday, and we're going to take a look at where we were. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me bring that up right now. Here's where we were when Joe and I were live last Monday. And I was concerned that we were going to cross that $37 trillion mark before we got to today's stream. And it made a liar out of me. We didn't get there. And not that I'm complaining about that, mind you. But here we are. So we can see what we've done in a week. So we started out with 36,956 billion and 511 billion on Doge. Believe it or not, the Doge clock is still going up, although much slower than it was. So here we are on the debt, 36,985 billion. So I don't know. I think, unfortunately, this time next week, Joe, we may have to
inevitable.
Unfortunately. And then as I was just saying, and the Doge is still going up, although what is that, $19 billion? So you can see it's slowly dropping off. It was averaging about 25 billion a week, and that's pretty much, the brakes are being hit on that, unfortunately. But yeah, anyway, I'm sorry. That just depresses me a little bit.
What depresses me more is that all these government entities and projects that they were giving money to, we didn't even know about. And if we would have known about it, we would not have voted it. But since we vote these people into position or however they get elected, I'm not smart on all that stuff, but they literally were stealing money from the people who's paying taxes. That's what really gets me upset.
Hey, exactly, BC. Hence the, have Bitcoin, defund the government, right? I know, Joe. It's, I was actually.
Sorry. Speaking
no, go ahead.
Speaking about the government, I got the scariest letter anybody could ever receive, and it's from the IRS. Ooh. So I will let people know on my channel what it is. Hopefully it's just Mr. Trade Intuition, you're the absolute best person ever. We want to give you money. So we'll see. So I'll let y'all know on my show. Yeah, I looked at it. I was like, holy smokes, they found me. So I was like, oh man, we'll see.
Oh, brother, I'll tell you.
When it rains, oh my gosh, when it rains. Though CCM knows a bunch of my personal stuff that's going on right now. When it freaking rains, man, that's all I can say.
1,000% facts, brother. 1,000% facts right there. And here we go. They're trying to get you going, Joe. Jesse is an antagonist with that all the time, every stream. I love him.
I love it.
It's great. All right. Let's get into the news. We're gonna be covering a few things today and working our way through to hopefully some more good news. We got some good news, got some bad news. You know how it goes here. And then, like I said, we're gonna be heading over to Joe's live stream. So make sure you are here for that. All right, let's start with this. We've been talking a lot lately about stablecoin legislation. Here we go. Stablecoin legislation. The Genius Act slated for its vote tomorrow. Time to be determined, obviously, by the Senate president there, or the president, majority. Yeah, Senate Majority Leader. Yeah. Whoo, boy, that was not coming out to save my life right there. But the Genius Act slated for a vote tomorrow. I think that we are going to see that pass. That's just my opinion. But we shall see. Watch for that tomorrow. We will be on top of that. We'll probably end up talking about it again on Wednesday. All right, let's keep moving this thing along. Cynthia Lummis, I mean, you got to love her. She's definitely a Bitcoin maxi, definitely all about moving this space forward and always trying. Yes, thank you, BC. Yeah, that was not coming out of my my mouth to save my life right there, brother. But thanks for for backing me up. Appreciate it. And anyway, so yes, Cynthia Lummis looking to get taxes just like with regard to crypto and Bitcoin. And that would be great, man, because let's be honest, at least here in the United States, you're not going to be using your Bitcoin or any other crypto on a regular basis if you got to pay not only your sales tax, you got to pay for the item, you got to pay all that, and then on top you're going to go and get hit with capital gains. It's just, yeah, it makes no sense. So though this is more kind of like her kind of rattling the saber, I think it would be great if they would really consider this, maybe even slide it into that stable coin bill. That would be nice. I don't see it happening, but it would be great. All right, the next item up for bid here. Okay, there's my Price is Right reference, right? The next item up for bid is the ISO 20022 countdown coming July 14th for FedWire, as you can see right here. And basically, we're talking a month away. Actually, a little less than a month away. And we've talked for a while now about these ISO 20022 coins. And Joe said he's going to zip through those charts real quick. And because I'm honestly, I didn't look. I'm honestly curious if with this countdown coming, it is actually starting to move these coins at all. So, Joe, if you're ready, I'll turn it right over to you again.
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, here you go, brother.
All right, so very good. So the list of the ISOs are right over here, and you can see it here as well. But just really quick, we did have this one coming down. It looks like it wants to come up again. I would wait for it to break 0.1970. That's IOTA.
Yep.
And so this one looks okay. You know, had a really nice retracement. It did start breaking the level, but it looks like it wants to roll or to come up. So that one looks good. QNT, Quant, this is another nice one. It had its retracement, it had a little run up, and now very small retracement. We are bouncing off of support. So this one actually looks much better than the first one. And whenever you're trying to enter trades, you want to see which one's the better of the 2 or the 10, and then just kind of narrow them down. But we do not want it breaking below 91.21. We do that, we're going to be in a world of hurt because it could potentially go lower. Next one is XLM. This one actually looks very good. We're at the very bottom, the low. Could it roll over, continue? Sure, of course, it can continue, do whatever it wants. So on this one, we don't want it to break below 0.2198. I would like to see it at least break above 28.14 before thinking about entering because it's safer. But right now, it'd be more aggressive. More aggressive means more profits, probably. But you can also have the higher chance of getting stopped out. So I do like this one as well. We have Cardano. Cardano is not sitting so nicely. We don't want to break in below 0.5527. This is not financial advice. Thank you. We are currently underneath resistance. So what I would like to see is actually it break above 0.7206 before thinking about entering, just so it's a little bit safer. But right now we are currently under resistance. Next one is Algo, and all these are on the daily time frames, if anyone was wondering, and here's the information here. We had a really nice retracement. We don't want this one breaking below 0.1550. It's currently breaking above the resistance that it just, suffered from. Now it's breaking above it. This one, I would give it a little bit more time, maybe a few more days, just to see if it's going to bounce off of this newly created support, because it just broke it. And then see if we can bounce on it. If so, then great. But if we, right now, personally, I would not enter this coin just because we have a higher chance of it coming down or losing the support. So I wait about 3, maybe 5 days. That's Algo. Next one is XDC. This one, it's underneath support. So this is right now currently resistance. I would not enter this one until it breaks This level 0.06764 currently it is under resistance, and it needs to break above 0.06288 in order for me to even look at it. So out of all the ones that we've looked at, this one is not one that I would put into like my top three. If I had, maybe $500 and I want to pick three of them, this one would not be on the list because it looks the worst out of all of them. And that's what you want to do. You want to pick the best ones. And this goes with any chart as well. Then, of course, we have our favorite, XRP. This one, it looks very nice. I'm not going to lie. We had this really nice run up. We're kind of doing this number to where it doesn't really want to break below this level, which is right here, 2.0782. And we can see that this is all the way from back here too, right around the same level. Now, we did break below, and then we shot right back up. So that shows the strength of this because it had the opportunity to take all of this. Man, did I think we're going to make some real good money on the short, but, we got stopped at a very slight profit. Here, it's coming down. It's bouncing. It looks very strong, in my opinion, plus all the stuff that XRP is doing. This one might not be, I don't think I would ever say this, but this one might not be one to pick up. Right now, it is currently, it's currently under resistance at 2.3272, but I do think we will break it. I do think we will break it. I do want there to be a period and then a statement, it's a comma. I do think we'll break it and possibly find support on it and then continue upward. We could travel in this range because what it might be doing is actually creating a range. We don't know when a range is formed until it's pretty much, halfway through or through. So right now it's the start of the range. It up, down, up, down. So this, to me, I would consider it a range. I throw a box on this. We need to break above that level we just mentioned before potentially going up. That was XRP. The next one is HBAR. HBAR is looking good too. Again, we had this nice run up pullback. We are having pretty much just like the other one, where it broke below it and now it's coming up. I would wait on this one, same thing, maybe 3-5 days to see if it's finding support here or if it just kind of gives up and pulls back down. If it does, well, then there was other ones that we could look at to where they're in better shape as far as entering. And what you want to do whenever you're entering coins, you want to, use the flag tool where you can just come over here, put a different color flag to it, or write it down, whatever you're going to do. Get the ones that you like and narrow down the hundreds and thousands that you may be looking at to maybe 10 or 20. Then depending on which one looks better, is one above a level, is one underneath the level, is it a bullish pattern, is it, whatever your criterias are, then you can get those and narrow it down to maybe 10. And then from those 10, then you do your other criteria as far as maybe now you're moving averages. These are above the 200 SMA, these aren't. Let's go ahead and pick these. So now we have 3 from all the ones that we were looking at. So that's what I do. And actually, I made a video for my VIP group last night when it came to all my alerts going off because of the movement. I said, okay, let's do a video that's going to show you how to do this and how to pick the ones with higher probability versus just picking one. So there we go.
Nice. So there you go. Advantages to being part of the group right there. So
yeah.
You're right. Okay. I want to put a couple of these comments up because I think it kind of sums everything up. BC saying that basically they all look like hot garbage, which I think is hilarious. And that's why he's buying nuclear stock. Yeah, I'll tell you what, definitely some moves on that. He and I have talked about that on the backside of things. And yeah, I've been looking at that stuff myself. Also saying lining up for a scalp short. Okay, yeah, I get that. And yes, hot guy. yes, pretty much. And then finally, I love this part. I guess better than cold garbage. Oh man, I love the chat, man. I love the chat. But I get it. If you're looking at it from a trading perspective, maybe right now it's not the thing, not the move, whatever. But I don't know. I'm still kind of bullish on these ISO coins on a long-term basis, and wouldn't mind still doing a little bit of DCA. I some of those were part of the DCA on Crypto on the Rocks. God, almost 2 years ago now, Joe. Holy crap. We've been partying on a Friday night for a while. Holy crap. Sometimes it's hard to believe it's been that long. Anyway, but we've DCA'd into some of those, XDC, for example, XLM. Heck, XLM is on this cycle for that matter. So I still think long term. But again, right here, what it says: not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Old guy, interwebs. What the holy hell do I know? All right, let's keep it going because we got to get this thing moving. Joe, thank you for going over all of those. I appreciate that. Kind of putting you to the task even harder today than a normal Monday.
I love it. When it comes to charts, man, I can talk. When it comes to all this economic stuff, I just listen. So
there it is. Well, this may affect some charts. I don't really like this news because everybody knows how much I love Solana. But here it is right here. You've probably already heard that the SEC asked all the people filing for Solana ETFs to, update their filing and all this other kind of stuff. And we saw a lot of this with the Bitcoin ETF and the Ethereum ETF. The difference in this particular ETF filing is that all of them have included staking, which previously, like the Gary Gensler SEC, was like, ain't happening, no way, get that out of here. However, we are now with a much friendlier SEC, at least on the surface here. And they, I think, are going to probably get their way with this staking piece. Now, this is something for those who are going to be kicking around all day today, tonight, myself, BC Port Corp, and Crypto Bedell are going to be live 7 p.m. Eastern time for Hodl the Line. This is one of the topics we're going to be beating the proverbial drum about. I think it's an important topic, and I think I'm quite frankly interested to see what those guys think with regard to the potentiality of staking being part of the ETFs. So BC, don't be putting your 2 cents in there yet unless you already did. Here we go. What does he say? I'm waiting on Solana ETFs to get rejected. You know what? They could. It's possible. So no more of that. Save it for tonight. We gotta have something else to talk about tonight. I'm actually interested. I'm looking forward to having that conversation tonight. All right, let's keep things going here a little bit. And now, speaking of economics and how bad things are getting, in my opinion, this kind of plays into that. Here you go. You got the U.S. Treasury doing it again, as it says here. They did it again, buying another $10 billion of its own debt.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
It's like, are you kidding me?
And then icing on the cake, I get an IRS letter today. Really? Icing on the cake.
Yep. Well, they need more money to cover this,
of course, yes.
$10 billion in buyback. Again, it is the biggest circle jerk Ponzi scheme thing. If you ask me, I mean, good Lord, that's all I got. Good Lord. And you had to get. Well, thank you, BC. You can. I appreciate the teasing. So everybody got to join us 7 p.m. tonight, Eastern time for that. All right. So yeah, guys, more and more reason to be out of this fiat system as much as you can possibly be, because when you got this kind of thing happening, nobody wants our debt. Obviously, who would? Our ratings keep getting taken back, taken down. And to what end? We all know, I mean, if you understand the whole system, the way it's set up, it's going to collapse. We are literally racing in a car at the highest possible speed to a cliff. And our car does not fly. That's all I'm saying. It just doesn't fly. Okay.
And what gets me is that there's so many people that don't know any of this information. And
yes.
Now there's some people who, research it and do videos and trying to warn people about. but they're perceived as the foil hat people. It's like, oh man,
Yes.
you're a foil hat person. But it's like, no, if you just listen and just look, no. Nobody's heard this before. But I mean, right here, what you just said, like they are literally buying. Man, I think I need to. And then on top of that, you know, if we don't pay taxes, we go to prison. If we, you know, whether you have a business or, you know, property tax or whatever it is, it's like, oh my gosh. But yet you can just print money. Oh, there's a loan. Oh, let me pay it back with this imaginary money that I can just print.
Right. Exactly. And there you go. BC telling you, yeah, don't trip about the audit letter if you have a complex filing. It's and that's true. I mean, you know, the more complex and such your taxes are, the increase of the likelihood of you're gonna.
I think I'm gonna go to Puerto Rico.
There you go. There you go. And Drew in the house, appreciate you being here. That's intentional. Got a lot of plebs not questioning. Yes, the Ponzi scheme will continue. Yeah, and here's the thing. I mean, I get it. I would love to be completely outside of it, and but unfortunately, it's difficult. And I mean, I've got an entire series showing you how you can do it, but it is still a bit of a process. It isn't as streamlined as it needs to be in order for people to be outside of that system. And I don't care, you know, I know we've got, we're probably watching right now, kind of lurking in the background, whether it's gold you're talking about, silver you're talking about, or crypto you're talking about, and trying to, you know, set up and or utilize a parallel system. It just isn't, it isn't going to be good. If you go to prison for not paying taxes, you don't have to pay taxes while you're in prison. Okay, well, yeah. Oh my God,
that kind of sucks. So then you get out of prison and you still got those taxes. Like,
right, and I get it. You'll have to pay exit tax if you go to exactly, because they want their money one way or the other.
You have to pay an exit tax if you can go somewhere else.
I
didn't know that.
Yes,
I thought that's why all the people like were going to Dubai and Puerto Rico was to not pay the taxes. I didn't know you had to pay.
Well, that's how they got Roger. Was it Roger Ver? I got that right. Where he going. That's it. No more U.S. citizen. He paid his taxes, but then, boom. Now 10 years later, now you screwed it up. Lock him up, and here we are. Again, intentional slave man. Yeah, you're right, Drew. 1,000% straight. And okay, so I had it right. Yeah, Roger Ver. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, we're going to keep going here because, again, in about 15 minutes, we're heading over to Joe's stream. And speaking of gold and silver, here we go. Gold miner James in the house. Carpe diem. Yes, exactly. Appreciate you being here, man. Thanks. All right, so here we go. Moving on down. And here you go, Joe. Here you go. Bam. Data breaches from JP Morgan, Bank of America, and TD Bank. But it's okay. They can let all your information out there on the dark web and boom, bitty boom, boom, whatever. And of course, launder money and just pay a fine for it. Nobody goes to jail and all this other great stuff. And us, you and I, Joe, the little man, and I know I'm picking on you and I, but everybody in the chat, everybody who's watching this stream, even if it's on the replay, yes, you get screwed. You get screwed because your information's out there. I mean, these are three of the biggest banks here in the United States. Do you think that your information isn't out there thanks to this? Man, that would be naive at best. Yes. Thank you, James. Appreciate you. I don't know, Joe. This stuff, every time I see this from major players that require you to do KYC in order to operate within their system, this shit pisses me off. And I know this isn't crypto on the rock, so I'm trying to keep the language to a minimum here. But I mean, it just pisses me off. you know, it's no, I don't know. I want to say it's almost on purpose. I swear to God, or at least it seems that way. Not the KYC part, the oops, sorry, your information got out there part. And then they don't even bother to tell you about it for how long? God knows. Because when you're hearing about it, that shit has sailed. Yeah. That is so long done. It is not even right. And yes, BC. Yes. Oh my God. Here we go. BC, I'm going to need that damn blood pressure medication. You get me going here, brother. Yeah. They have the audacity to give us a credit score. Okay. Breathe, Keith. Breathe. I'm going to have to. Honestly, it just pisses me off.
Yeah.
Pisses
me. The government bails out the banks, but here we are suffering. We can't even pay for anything. We're getting our bills, our lights turned off, or we can't pay the bills or anything like that. We're getting evicted. You're living under a bridge, whatever it is. And, no. I mean, I'm assuming like there's programs where you can get housing and
sure.
Section 8 food stamps, but
which are sure probably overwhelmed at this point.
Oh,
let's be honest.
And then, man, so many people abuse that too. Oh my gosh, I see this one girl on. I know we're getting off track, but she has like no teeth on the top, I guess. Well, it looks like it, and she's some white girl, and they had to take her BMW SUV whatever away.
Oh, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
And but people like that, it's like, man, seriously, like I'm paying for your stuff, and here I am, in a place that has like holes in the roof, and you can't even close the door, and the windows are all shattered, and just trying to stay warm. And here you are, you're living it up. It's like, really?
Yep. And they're proud of it too. They're proud of it.
Yeah. They are so entitled. Oh my gosh.
Yep. Agreed. And there you go. BC, you said that they don't. You don't give them your information for a credit score. They find it anyway. Just saying, they're finding it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh man. According to them, I own nothing. And yeah, you know what? And that's an interesting point. Something I started talking about a little bit. If you guys watched the training series last night, the interview I had with Jimmy Jim from Billy Goat Tales, we were talking about risk management, and then I kind of dragged them a little bit down a rabbit hole with regard to treating it like a business, and we started talking about LLCs and trusts. Again, something that Crypto Billy talked about, something that Daniel Diaz talked about. Believe me when I tell you, we are going to go down that on a more advanced level. And yeah, BC, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. The more I learn, the more I'm like, that's the way this shit's got to go. That's just the way it is. Okay, we're getting a little off track here, but we got 10 minutes, so I gotta kind of move along here a little bit, because 10 minutes we're heading over to Joe's stream. Listen, appreciate everybody that's here. Don't forget, smash up that like button. If you're on X, the stream is just going to end when it's over. I appreciate everybody on X because it's just a growing community there. Thank you very much. But if you're on YouTube, just sit tight, and we're going to go right over to Joe's stream here in about 10 minutes. So, all right, let's get on to the next piece of information here. And this is the state of Connecticut. I just don't get why some of these states are like fighting against the obvious trend that's happening here. But anyway, the state of Connecticut just passed this bill that basically bans the state from accepting, holding, or investing in digital assets. Like, why? And again, they're we're trying to protect the consumer. No, you're not. And some of these states obviously worse than others. Other states are much more open-minded and willing to do this. My opinion about this particular situation here with Connecticut is this is not going to age well, as they say. It is going to be where they're going to end up later on coming from behind and going, oh, we need to fix this, as everybody else, and especially the states like for example, New Hampshire, Florida, that have embraced gold, silver, and crypto as assets that they want to start stacking and or utilizing, and or you're able to use it as currency. Those are the states that are going to prosper. And unfortunately, states like Connecticut are going to be literally left behind. In my opinion,
I agree.
I mean, I was about to ask you, you think so?
Yeah.
I do. I do. You have to have income coming in for an LLC. It's expensive to file yearly. Yes, of course. Obviously, and that's why it's a more advanced thing. You know, that Daniel Diaz did talk about, okay, once you get to this level, maybe consider the LLC, et cetera, et cetera. And so, yes, of course. And yes, you have to do annual filings with an LLC. And they are not cheap. Speaking from experience, yes, they're just not. And many states northeast of Kentucky are predatory on people and their belongings. There are plenty of states, period. Yeah, that's just, yeah, it's crazy. And there you go, Daniel Diaz for president.
Yeah, my vote.
Yeah, he'd have my vote. Amen. You know what I mean? I love Daniel. I'm so glad every time he joins us on Crypto on the Rocks or for any other stream for that matter. The guy is a font of knowledge and out there literally on the front lines on a daily basis. And what I particularly, wow, say that 5 times fast. What I particularly like about Daniel is the fact that he understands both ends of what we talk about here. You know, he is an advocate for the gold and the silver end of things, but also understands the Bitcoin and crypto end of things because he has that background. So that makes for a big difference, in my opinion. And BC saying like $200 LLC in my state. Yeah, it's actually I think a little bit more in my state. Trying to remember what I did. It's been a little while since I had to do the LLC formation for one of the businesses. So, but I want to say it was like $350 or something like that. So, but yeah, either way, expensive is the bottom line. This is why you have to have yes, and again. To the point of what we were talking about, yes, absolutely, BC. So again, that all that information is going to be coming. The more, like I said, I hear and learn about this stuff, the more it's like, oh my God, I gotta be going down that end because I'm not there completely at this point. I don't want my state investing in crypto and then getting rugged. Few understand crypto, let alone how much to invest. Well, I mean, again, I think, again, common sense would be to do something like a Bitcoin reserve. I'm not saying go into the Trump coin because, yeah, well, you're right. That would be completely stupid. And shame on any state that is stupid enough to do something along that line. I don't see orchestrated reserves being at risk of a rug. My opinion, again, not financial advice, old guy, interwebs, what the frick do I know? Just waiting on these states getting crypto. Yes, there you go. Why do we pay for license, pay taxes? Yeah, you're right. The whole system is rigged. Yeah, it's all about. Yeah. Why do you got to pay for a fishing license? I'm just throwing that out there. Why can't I go drop a line in the water and go fishing without a license? And yes, 1,000% true. Yes, common sense, extremely uncommon. Absolutely right. All right, guys, I'm gonna hit these last 2 points because again, about 5 minutes. We'll go and read Joe's stream. And Joe, let me know whenever you got to leave. I know you. This poor guy, like I said, I know for those of you who are here in the beginning, you heard me say it. This poor guy, every time he comes and does a stream with me here, he has to reboot all his computers in order to do his own damn live stream. So I appreciate you, Joe, more than you know. It's so true. So you just tell me when you got to go, brother, and we'll say goodbye.
I'll go right now. That way I can get everything set up. But I do thank you for everybody who is here. Definitely remember, smash the like. If you're on X, make sure to come over here if you like. That we can get redirected to my channel. For my channel, what you're going to find is I don't sell you anything. I don't have a course on how to trade for a fee. You learn for free. You know, you watch my channel, you ask me questions, you ask for charts, I give you chart setups. Nothing is financial advice. And this is a place where you can come to and get information, get knowledge on how to trade without having to pay somebody to show you how to trade. So that's what I do on my channel. We have a good time. But speaking about that, time is very, very short. It's running out.
Yes.
So I'm going to go over there right now. I do thank you guys very much. So if you're on X, come over here to YouTube, and now we get redirected. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Yeah, see you in a bit, Joe. Take care. And yes, Gold Miner James, I'm with you. Joe is a beauty. There it is. Yeah. All right. And yes, BC, you can do anything without a license until you get caught. Oh man, that's true. That's true. And there you go. Drew saying T.I. Joe always ready to go. Yeah, he's I really appreciate Joe. I mean, I know he's working hard on his own stuff, and then he comes here and helps me out at least a couple of days a week. So there we go. All right, let's get to these last couple of things. I'll give you an update because I got a couple of things to update you on, and then we're going to go and raid Joe's stream. So the first thing here is this chart. The top 1% of U.S. earners now have more wealth than the entire middle class. That's kind of scary when you think about it right there. But just to me, shows the divide that's coming here, the haves, the have-nots, and the rigging of this system. That's I can't even think of another way to put that at this point. It's just sad that we're seeing this in this country. I got nothing else with regard to that. And then the last piece I had lined up right here, will end on a positive note. Country of Vietnam legalizing digital assets under their new digital tech industry law. So that all starts legalizing digital assets in Vietnam on January 1st of 2026. So again, ending off on a positive note, or at least trying to end off on a positive note. Just announced Trump will be having a phone company. Okay. I'm not biting on that. We could do that on Hollow Line. All right. Let's give you some updates, and then we're going to go raid Joe's stream. We got about 2 minutes, and then we're going to go raid that. So what's going on? Tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, myself, BC Port Corp, Crypto Bedell, we're going to be talking Ripple. We're going to be talking GameStop. We're going to be talking Solana ETFs, all right here. So make sure you mark your calendar. Be here 7 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be a fun time. It will be a fun time. And then Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time, Joe and I will be back, talk more about what's going on in the markets. Finally, Friday night, don't forget, every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time for Crypto on the Rocks. Now, in between there, I got a couple of things going on. We got my senior series. If you haven't watched that and you are, 55 plus, maybe you want to give that a kind of watch. I try to keep them short, 5-10 minutes in length, kind of getting seniors thinking about crypto. If you're already thinking about crypto, kind of trying to shape that mindset. And then, of course, this coming Sunday, we're going to be talking personal finance in the educational series for newbies. It's going to be Crypto Billy and Jimmy Jim. They're going to be kind of on their own, each one, and I'm going to combine them together, and we're going to be talking that. But the final piece of news here is that, guess what? Matrix Money Podcast. In about 3 weeks, we'll be back. I've been talking with Crypto Jar. He's about set there. But between both of us, we've got some scheduling conflicts over the next couple of Tuesdays. So it's going to be about 3 weeks, and we'll be back for that. So when it's all said and done, I will end up being live twice on Monday, once on Tuesday, once on Wednesday, and then Friday night. Oh, talk about busy. All right, that's it. I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate everybody that's been in the chat and being, live in there and keeping the chat going. Thank you again. We're going to head over right now to Joe's stream. So just hang tight if you're on YouTube, and we are going to send you straight over there. Thanks for being here. I'll see you again Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Let's go raid Joe's stream when you get there. CCM raid in the chat. Have a good day, everybody.